the next topic, that is moving towards absolute control in compliance. For that, I would like to invite Mr. Umang Goyal, Strategic Account Director, Clear. Mr. Umang is the Associate Director of Enterprise Sales at Clear and has over 10 years of experience in finance technology and analytics. He has led global finance transformation programs for Fortune 500 companies. He is a proven leader who focuses on people development and intercultural sensitivity. I would like to call Mr. Umang Goyal on stage.
And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to each one of you. Thanks for joining in, and thanks team for organizing such a beautiful and lovely afternoon and evening, I would say. If I talk about finance automation, tax automation, I said to one of the finance professional, he replied back, "Are you a IT person?" To that I reverted back, no, boss, I am just a technology enthusiast, and I am also one of the finance professional only. So this discussion we had quite a long back in 2016 when I just recently joined the tax industry. To that day versus the day today, everyone is kind of sitting here from tax perspective, finance perspective, and discussing on the new technology, automation, digital transformation, which only IT people used to talk 6-7 years back. If I talk about on the ERP front, people were very hesitant, organizations were very hesitant to do integrations, right? But a lot of industries have today moved onto cloud from normal SAP ECC to maybe HANA. Most of the organizations are already using such platforms. So a lot of change and a paradigm shift which has happened from a technology perspective. And a lot of people are coming here discussing what all new technologies which is coming up in the market. So I mean, that is great from a finance perspective. A lot of things has been changed. A lot of change management has happened in last couple of years. Okay, I'll just want, yeah. Amit, you want me to put it here? Okay, so it's not very long ago, as I was talking about, a lot of change management has happened in the due course. Previously, we used to call this as a bhai khata. पहले हम लोग ये maintain करते थे. Then we moved to an Excel perspective. From that, we moved to an automation which has been built up on some sort of an UI. And what next? I mean, there's a lot of things which is coming up in the market, and I have heard a lot of panelists talking about same in terms of AI, LLM, GPTs, automation, because this is a world of chat GPTs, right? And if you won't go to that level, it would become very difficult to survive. So previously, I was having some chat with CFO a long back. At that time, we used to compare manpower versus technology. And because आपका costing इतना बैठेगा टेक्नोलॉजी में, मैं 2 बंदे रख लूँगा या 3 बंदे रख लूँगा. So that was the ideologies, but that has completely changed in couple of years, and technology has come into existence where organization has started keeping a budget specifically for an automation perspective. So when I was discussing with many IT people and many CFOs, a lot of budget has been specifically assigned कि okay, with this particular budget you do an automation, कुछ नया करके लेकर आते हैं. So 7 years of GST, I mean, it has to be simple. So, but 2017 when we launched, I know this is mostly from a marketing perspective, but it's more from that angle as well, that a lot of people come and engage each other, and we also know that what all feedbacks which we get from we try to implement that in the product perspective. So 7 years of GST, we came, a lot of hustle was there in the market, how to do it, where to do it. Some have opted out for some sort of technology. It has to be simple, but actually that didn't happen. Has finance transformation really happened in last, I mean, it's already been 6-7 years of GST, but still tax team are struggling, continuous changes in the GST law. There's new thing which is coming up as IMS, right? It will impact the notices because now government will actually know that this was the invoice on which you have already claimed an ITC, right? Previously we were giving at a summary level, right? So actually things has not happened the way it has to be. It has to be simple. Lot of tasks which currently tax teams are doing, CF also doesn't know that what exactly tax team is actually doing. I'll just show you that there are a lot of tax, lot of reconciliations. When we sit with the user, when we sit with the tax team, we realize that okay, this is like a hell of the task, and all of your 19, 20, 19 and 20th of every month and 10th of every month goes into that activity. Whereas everything, or not everything, but 95 to 96% of these things can be actually automated, because these are many mundane tasks that a current team is kind of doing. According to the Forbes, 70% of the digital transformation initiatives fails in India because integration problem, then tax team is not giving time, or maybe IT team is kind of busy with some other aspect. A lot of customization has already been built in the ERP. Transformation start karte hain to see that okay, 80% 90% would be transformed, but at the end we realize okay, अरे ये तो 40% ही अभी भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें manually करनी पड़ रही है, right? Why we are so much behind? So we have three specific aspect. One is finance team are drowning in data, yet the lack of tools. Today, if I talk about 180 days reversal, or maybe rule 42, still people are struggling. They're manually extracting the data from a payment perspective, putting that 3B में 4A1 में क्या जाना चाहिए, 4B2 में क्या जाना चाहिए, what is ineligible. Still the SRs and PR which has been created from a company perspective, they are not ready, because government and ERP worlds are two different things, and they are not basically in synergy, right? So one is this. Second is, as I was talking about, because ERPs of the world has been built up to cope up with the business practices. So ERP knows what is stock transfer, what is general vouchers, any reversal entries, all of those. Whereas if I talk about the government reporting, they understand nil rated, B2B invoices. In ERP, there's a business place. In government portal, it's a GSTIN. So there's no sync in between. And whatever reports and SR and PR which has been developed in different organization has been developed in such a way that it understands the government portal, basically from a reporting perspective. But regularly changing of information from government side, it is becoming difficult, because tax team has to go back to the IT team, say that please boss ye change kar do. Still my team has to do a lot of things manually. So what we have here, there are backdated entries, adjustment entries, reversals. If there's new doc type, so anyways the business is kind of keep on growing. If there's no new document type which comes into, then again it has a problem. Again, मेरा import का GL कहीं और है, export का GL कहीं और है. I download that specific GL, manually edit it, put it in 3B, and then kind of report it. A lot of tasks has been from that perspective. Government formats are completely different. ERP data evolve even after monthly snapshot reported. So this what this is actually doing is the productivity loss, because this is the same data which we are getting from the ERP. If this can be kind of automated, there would not be a manual intervention from a tax team perspective, right? Multiple VLOOKUPs, change needed. I think most of you must be resonating with the thought process that there are a lot of VLOOKUPs, a lot of change in ERP, moving from ECC to HANA to RISE, a lot of changes from the ERP perspective as well. No risk management, because what we have realized in last couple of years, that when you do all these things mundanely, and it's a human nature, I would say, Excel पे हम लोग same चीज़ कर रहे हैं, हर 10 तारीख को बैठना पड़ता है, हर 19-20 तारीख को बैठना पड़ता है for doing a compliance check, government from an ITC perspective, we might end up in missing some of the entries. We might. Diwali आ गई, but still we have to sit. Holi आ गई, we still have to sit. So there are a lot of tasks which can be kind of automated, and still those are not. So, and second is human dependency. I have talked to a lot of leaders which say, we have already maintained something in an Excel. There was a person, now he's not there. So, अब जो notice आया उसके लिए मैं revert back कैसे करूँ? So it normally takes 5 to 10 days to just scratching all those data, क्योंकि properly synchronize nahi hua with the new person who's kind of coming. So a lot of human dependency is there. There's no audit trails when you go for an assessment or an audit perspective. Then it becomes very hassle at that point of time because you're not able to find that particular data. Again, preparing data, subject human knowledge, multiple VLOOKUPs, manual validations. And third is potential risk of notices on audit gaps. This is the major pointer where if you do manually, the accuracy percentage might decrease. It can be sometime 100%, but assurance perspective, it will decrease. And tech side and CFO, not CFO, but mostly tech side, they are in that sense they don't have a clear cut peace of mind whether my compliance is being done on the right time with the right set of data being reported to the government. So there is no peace of mind. Assurity is comparatively less because you need to anyways overview how things is kind of going on, right? Okay, this coming to the task also. This is the task which actually all the tax teams are doing, starting from the ERP, collating of the data, filing it on the GST portal, G1, 3B, ITC not 4, uploading that to the government portal, table for 2A, 2AB recon, ITC reversal of 180 days. You're tracking an unclaimed ITC, which is in the subsequent month you would be claiming, maintaining an ITC ledger, and then filing 993 from an annual perspective. Post recon, you will be paying your vendors from a payment perspective. If you are blocking the payments or holding out the GST amount, you would be holding the GST amount as well. From a GL recon, you would be, so many organization does a GL reconciliation on a monthly front or maybe quarterly, but wherever I have understood is they do when audit comes in or when we are filing a 99C. At that time only we do a GL reconciliation. What all entries were marked in GL versus what is there in your SR and PR and what is you are kind of reporting to that. Then reconciliation with e-invoice, e-waybill. E-waybill is a new thing which I think a lot of notices have started flowing on the e-waybill front as well. This is from a DT perspective, IDT perspective. From a DT perspective, again, a big hassle. Challan payment, monthly TDS rationalization, Form 26, AS reconciliation, 34, clause 34 and 44. So these are the number of tasks and every step has a reconciliation. Either you download the data from ERP, reconcile it, whatever you uploaded to any ASP, GSP or on the government portal, again reconcile it, again do a reconciliation. A lot of reconciliation back and forth with various of the data set. Okay, so what Clear wants to provide, and we have launched our product in 2017 and we are more than 15 years old company. We had one clear vision, I mean name also suggests clear. So we had one clear vision as in to automate most of the processes. Definitely there would be some processes. There are a lot of accounting gaps in different organizations which can't be automated, but we can tell you that these are some of the accounting gaps which is there and you can fill all those spaces. So we have a clear vision that we will have a real-time advantage, no Excels, no VLOOKUPs, start automation from the roots and then prepare clean data for the reporting. So currently, many organizations, they are extracting data at a SR, PR level, whatever reports they are having at this point of time. We have just changed the technology. So in the technology, what we have come up with, we have realized that right set of data is only not getting from the ERP into an SR or PR because there are a lot of reversal entries, bank charges, a lot of entries in a GL perspective. So we have changed that particular perspective and started extracting the data from a GL and master data and then creating it a transformed SR and PR register. So that the right set of data from a GL comes into your SR and PR, and at front on the monthly level, I will be giving you what all the line items are there which is not there in your SR and PR and which is there in your GL, so that you can keep an overview, so that there's no new surprises which is coming up when you would be doing a 99C or maybe an audit perspective. So we moved into a GL stream, GL reconciliation. I'll come on that. So if you can just play the video and then I think we can take it up.
We know finance leaders like you want control and assurance, not compliance headaches. You have all the data in your general ledger. Yet, 80% of enterprises are struggling to get assurance that their compliance data is accurate. This is because of a lack of tools and time. What happens then is that inaccurate reports are generated from multiple general ledger tables, creating a loop of endless data transformation. What you need in compliance is control and assurance. Large spreadsheets take forever to load, wasting valuable time. Even worse, they might crash, setting you back even further. Filing ITC claims notices are either inaccurate, blocked, or increased. Your teams are tired, frustrated with burning eyes and aching backs.
There is a GST audit coming up. I'm worried that my turnover and tax as per my financials and returns do not match. And I don't know the reasons for this gap yet. Also, I don't know the risk I'm carrying.
I'm on the verge of finalizing my 3P for the month. But I don't know if my team has expensed out all the ineligible ITC. I'm worried I don't want to overclaim my ITC.
I have to finalize my monthly TDS payment, but I'm not sure if the TDS advances, provisions, and credit notes have all been correctly reported in my TDS return, or I have to correct my previous TDS return.
I have just finished filing my GST and TDS returns for the month. But my team tells me that they had to make some changes in the sales register, purchase register, and TDS while filing. I'm worried that those changes will get missed in the ERP.
Let us show you how you can do this. Actually, from your general ledger. Directly, every day. Introducing GL Stream, the groundbreaking technology designed to power the future of finance. Now, stream your GLs for compliance. Your GL streams to us, so you can do a revenue GL versus SR recon and identify the reason for gaps such as deferred revenue, journal vouchers, unbilled revenue, and intra-company stock transfers. Your GL streams to us. You can run recon between GST purchase register and expense ledgers and identify for which expenses you have a mismatch. You report your tax liability correctly with this. No Excels, final answer. Your GL streams to us. We can automatically extract all TDS reversal entries for set-off and reporting in TDS returns for corrections. Your GL streams to us. You can tally your books with SR and PR at any point in time to ensure there is an alignment in your books, return data, and data with government. Take complete control. Get assured compliance even before monthly book closure with GL Stream. You evolve as your business evolves instantly. Clear Finance Cloud for compliance. Supercharged with GL Stream. Peace of mind for the CFO's office. Grow on your own terms. Stream your GL data directly for absolute compliance.
So yeah, this was the GL stream that we have recently launched from a technological perspective. We have invested 2 years plus 100 plus engineers to come up with this technology, because what we have realized in last 8 years journey, that right set of data is only not getting ingested into any ASP JSPs in the market. And unless we have a clear cut vision, I know you can tell this is just a VLOOKUP, but if we are giving you a sub-bucketing that whether it should be a business place issue or maybe a reversal issue or maybe this is a JV entry, you can directly get into and take actions from that particular perspective. Okay, so this is just a overview and an architecture that my system, there are various ERPs, you can have different instances. We have a readily built up connector. So what happens when any integration project happens, the biggest part was any team, whether from an IT perspective, from a tax perspective, they come and there is a knowledge sharing that happens, and that keeps on going for 6 months, 7 months. Still there are a lot of reiteration which keeps on having. 6 महीने लग गए, 8 महीने लग गए, and because of that integration fails, and जो भी बनता है फिर वो बन जाता है. That's all. Okay, and that's how it happens. What we have realized is if I do this by putting the connector, which is plug and play, I can extract the data at a raw GL level. And if I talk about raw GL level, whatever data is being needed from a compliance perspective. You can ask me a lot of questions from a security perspective कि हम आपके GL सब expose कर रहे हैं, and how we would be 100% sure that you are not touching my SAP environment or specific data expense का सारा data expose होगा. तो you have that kind of a visibility that what all data is being kind of ingested from a GST perspective only. That's all. And from a TDS perspective, lot of features has been built up, but that's a feature thing. Let's not go get into all. We can have a one-on-one discussion on the features front. So once that connector is directly be sit on your ERP, we extract the data at a raw GL level. With raw GL, we are having a masters as well. You can again question me कि GL से आप कैसा data बना रहे हो SRN PR का from a technical perspective. We have masters tax code. उसके basis पे we are bifurcating whether it should go in RCM, whether it should go in nil rated, ये expense का line item है या फिर ये outward liability का line item है, basis all of your GLs. We have a data transformation engine which sits, which converts the data into transformed SR, PR and TDS deduction. So from your payable, TDS payable GLs, we would be creating a TDS deductions as well. Now there's a big issues in the market that we don't know whether it should fall in 194Q, 194J, tax सही है नहीं है क्या है. So with this we will realize that all the data has been kind of coming up into the portal, and there's no way which tells you that this data is not kind of ingested. Over and above, we have created a GL browser which will directly stream your GL into the ClearTax portal, and we will do a lot of GL reconciliation, which is outward tax GL, SR, revenue GL versus your SR, input tax GL, and then expense GL versus your PR. Now, what is the benefit of this GL browser? Abhi currently, how the process is, there are tax people who extract the data in SR, PR, check that IGST, CGST, then upload it to any ASP, JSP, जो भी platform आप use कर रहे हैं, or maybe on the government portal, वहाँ पे check करते हैं कि okay, the taxable values is kind of matching, वहाँ पे भी match कर रही, that means I have uploaded the right set of data. Here we have changed that concept. We have come up with a trial balance directly. So whatever trial balance would be there in your GL, the same trial balance you can see directly on Clear as well. So in SAP there is a T code which is standard GL balances. You can see वहाँ का मैच हो जाएगा, यहाँ का मैच हो जाएगा, then you are 100% assured that right set of data has been ingested. You don't need to check manually downloading an Excel and checking, okay, IGST, CGST is kind of matching, not matching. So here is from a GL. Now why we brought this GL reconciliation pattern, we realized in 993 because we were developing 993 and then clause 34, we realized that a lot of information which is kind of missing, which is not there. I can't bring everything from an SR and PR perspective. We went into a GL, we realized, okay, if I bring all of these details, I would be able to automate 993 clause 34, 44. So we moved into that sort of a direction. And then a lot of reconciliation. I think everyone is kind of well versed with the reconciliation PAN level GST forms. You can file that onto the government portal. We have built up a notice and litigation management as well, which is directly synced with all the portals, GST and then income tax reporting portal, where you can get all the notices in one go on all of your, from a ITR, from a DT perspective as well, from a IDT perspective as well. And then there's TDS monthly checks and quarterly return that you would be filing. So this is a broader overview that what is the architecture of the complete GL reconciliation we have kind of brought up in. GL stream, some PPTs, I mean, my marketing team has kept it. The GL stream for a short compliance even before monthly. So there would be zero surprises. So I just wanted you to just have a look on this. Okay, 100% complete and a short TDS, then 90% fewer GST notices, 4x productivity, 20x faster integration. So majorly we are focused on integration, because with this we would be only putting a delta of the item of 5%. So we would be doing a UAT with all of your 6 months at 1 year ka data, which is there on the government portal. We will match that data and we would be coming up to you for that 5% data which is not been matched. तो अभी आपको मेरे को बैठ के पूरा information gathering नहीं करने की ज़रूरत. I just need that 5% कि ये वाली entries कौन सी हैं, what is this kind of a new deck which is kind of coming up. So that is it. To success story, I'll just fastly take you through. There's a food tech giant which has achieved a seamless compliance. There were a lot of challenges which they were facing because they have many ERPs with them. Integrating with them would be a tough challenge because every ERP has a different output from an SRNPR perspective. We brought this GL reconciliation where we have ingested all of their raw GLs, created our transformed SRNPR, and through that it becomes very seamless. And post that reconciliation, you already have a view on that. And there's a plastic industry. What happens if there's any new change in the business? You go back to your IT team, say that okay, these are the new document types which comes in. आप ये changes कर दो. It takes months to do those changes. With this industry, we have done that in 2 days. उन्होंने हमको बताया कि ये 3 changes है because every data on the GL is been coming up to clear tax portal, and we can do any changes from an SRNPR perspective. This is a quite long chain of products. We started with GST, we moved into a platform perspective. Point products were not making sense in the market. We were not able to create an ROI. So from just 1 minute. Yeah? So we were not able to create an ROI for the customer. Hence we moved into that platform perspective. Okay, just a little on the presence and credentials today. From 4 customers in 2017 to 4,000 enterprises all across India today. We have expanded our market to GCC, then Poland, USA. We are strategically placing ourselves in those countries where they are coming up with e-invoicing, because today's 10% of India's e-invoices have been created through Clear Tax Portal, because we are one of the IRPs and ASP GSPs of the market. So if we can handle that kind of scale, we can handle any other scale in other countries. So we went global. These are some high level numbers from that perspective. Doing 300 crores business as of in India, 4,000 enterprises. So we have to develop things because this is our bread and butter. We are a text technology, specifically from a product perspective. We don't move, and we don't want from a managed service kind of a way. We are a product company. We want to be in that competitive state. Okay, that's it. You are a lovely audience, and thank you for giving me an opportunity to have a discussion. We can have a lot more discussion deeply from the GST perspective on the booth we already have set up. Okay, thank you.
Call Mr. Viral Vora on the dais to do the felicitation, please.